Welcome, listeners, to another exploration of the intricate, often fraught dynamics of the modern workplace. Today, we delve into a scenario that many find themselves trapped within: the decision to escalate workplace bullying to human resources, and the subsequent, often agonizing aftermath. We'll examine the common pitfalls, the missteps, and offer a framework for navigating this perilous terrain. Many of you, I suspect, have found yourselves in a situation where the behavior of a manager, or perhaps a colleague, has crossed the line. The bullying, the manipulation, the subtle or overt acts of aggression become unbearable. You reach a breaking point, and you make the decision to seek recourse through HR. You believe, perhaps naively, that this is the path to justice, to resolution. But as many discover, the reality is often far more complex. I escalated my manager to HR, and now I feel like I made the greatest mistake of my life. This sentiment, I've heard it echoed countless times. The immediate aftermath is often a whirlwind of anxiety, a sense of isolation, and a profound fear of retribution. You find yourself questioning your judgment, replaying every interaction, wondering if you overreacted. Let us dissect the common errors that lead to this feeling of profound regret. First, a fundamental misunderstanding of HR's role. Many assume that HR is a neutral arbiter, a champion of the employee. This, while perhaps the ideal, is often not the reality. HR's primary function, ultimately, is to protect the organization. They are tasked with mitigating risk, ensuring compliance, and minimizing liability. This means that their actions are often driven by legal and financial considerations, not necessarily by a desire to achieve moral justice. Therefore, when you approach HR, you must understand that you are entering a legalistic arena. You are not simply telling your story, you are presenting a case. And like any case, it must be built on solid evidence. Now let's address the what should you do and not do when engaging HR. First, the do nots. Do not rely on emotional appeals alone. While your emotional distress is valid, it is not sufficient evidence. HR requires concrete examples, dates, times, witnesses, and documentation. Vague accusations of feeling bullied are easily dismissed. Do not expect immediate action or a swift resolution. HR investigations can be lengthy and complex. Be prepared for a protracted process. Do not engage in retaliatory behavior. Responding to bullying with aggression or unprofessional conduct will only undermine your credibility. Do not assume confidentiality. While HR is bound by certain confidentiality obligations, information can leak. Be cautious about what you share. Do not neglect to document everything. Every email, every conversation, every incident should be meticulously recorded. This documentation is your lifeline. Now, the do's. Do document everything, meticulously. As stated above, this is paramount. Create a detailed record of every incident, including dates, times, locations, witnesses, and specific details of the bullying behavior. If you have emails, text messages, or other forms of communication, preserve them. Do focus on specific, observable behaviors. Avoid subjective interpretations or emotional language. Instead, describe the specific actions that constitute bullying. For example, on date, manager publicly humiliated me by specific action. Do understand your company's policies. Familiarize yourself with your company's policies on harassment, bullying, and grievance procedures. This will provide you with a framework for your complaint. Do seek legal counsel if necessary. If you believe that you have experienced discrimination or harassment that violates the law, consult with an employment attorney. Do prepare for potential retaliation. While retaliation is illegal, it can occur. Document any instances of retaliation and report them to HR. Do consider alternative resolutions. Before escalating to HR, consider whether there are other avenues for resolution, such as mediation or informal discussions. However, if the bullying is severe or persistent, HR may be your only option. Do understand that HR is not your friend. They are a company function, so keep your emotions in check and keep your interactions professional. Ultimately, the decision to escalate to HR is a personal one. It is a calculated risk, and it is essential to weigh the potential benefits against the potential consequences. Remember, knowledge is your greatest weapon. Understanding HR's role, documenting your experiences, and maintaining a professional demeanor will increase your chances of a favorable outcome.